Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Live Nightmare After Hours. With me in studios, Commissioner Brandon Madden. Commissioner, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
Oh, man, dude, we've been talking for almost 3 hours before we were able to even hit record, for crying out loud, man.
Yes, the 3-hour pregame session.
3-hour pregames. Yeah, but a lot to go over, a lot going on in the IWA. Shout out to everybody making this game just exciting. The IWA dropped a big one on us recently. They're gonna put limits on managers' rosters, so that's a big one. I mean, wow. I mean, especially for players like ourselves, Brandon, that have been playing at a limited faction all these years. To hear something like that is like, I'm in shock. I mean, I honestly thought that would never happen, but
yeah, it's kind of crazy because, like, I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, like you hear like Matt Unick's name, how he had like 600 and some or whoever, but I didn't realize like that many people had that many people. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that it was just more than I figured. Like there'd be like a couple. A few of them would have hundreds. Maybe like I said, he had the 600 or whatever the rumor was. But just the fact that even now you figure if you have 50 per fed, that's 300 wrestlers there.
Well, all we want is 4.
Right.
Matt, come to the LNL. I mean, he was already on the group saying that what leagues he's going to come to. The LNL was listed as one of them. A couple of the other leagues that we have shows for were also listed. Obviously, there's certain places that he's not going to be able to come back because he is unfortunately banned. But yeah,
I think the last time I hit the report, he called me a scrub. I'm shocked he would want to come deal with a scrub commissioner like myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's one thing about the IWA that I will never deny. I love competition, bro. I know I'm not the best player in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm probably at the bottom of the list of players here in the IWA. But I still like the competition. I like to see the action heat up. I mean, dude, there's some cycles where I'm thinking I'm having a great cycle. I'm like, yeah, 495, here I go. Blanked, completely blank. I'm like, wow. But and that kudos to the LNL. I mean, they have some tough cookies, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
we definitely got an awesome crew of managers here, and definitely an awesome crew of characters.
Oh man, that now, if you haven't gone through the write-ups, I mean, shout out to you, Brandon. I mean, those write-ups are phenomenal, brother. I mean, not every commissioner does write-ups. Not every commissioner, but man, that show was just beautiful. I mean, I know I don't want to say anything yet because it's coming, and we'll talk more about Mr. Frankenstein and yeah, and what exactly happened to poor Mr. Frankenstein. But like I said, we'll get to that. But like I said, I'm way more excited than usual. But again, got to go over these champions, Brandon. I was almost getting ready to talk Frankenstein when we haven't even talked champions yet.
Well, before you talk champions, let me just thank everybody out there because you see we had 94 cards this cycle, which is crazy. If we would have hit 100, we would have we got like a little match thing in place where like I think all the champions get free matches, so we were close. But I mean that's not something I expect all the time. But it is cool though. We did have some newcomers into the LNL that we can talk about in a little bit, and we had some returning players, and I'm sure the match deal probably helped with that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to that new match deal. This is the commissioner show. You want to go over that little match deal?
Oh yeah, it's basically kind of like the Yellow Jacket League match deal. It's $14 for 26 matches, and then you get 30 scrub matches and 1 free entrant into the Battle Royal. So
nice.
Yeah, I shot a couple different ones at the IWA, and I figured, I was gonna go IWA flip mode if they turned them all down. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna have to teach him a lesson. But
I'm out of here. I'm leaving this game.
I'm out. I quit. But I mean, yeah, they should have gave you the match deal back in the day, but because the MML was a nice piece of business. But I digress. Yeah, no, I tried doing like
you know what? I think they did it purposely. They knew, they're like, you know what? He got this set off one time. Let's set him off one more time, and
right.
he can.
And then afterwards, they're like, "Hey, let's move his wrestlers out of the RWL just to piss him off." But yeah, no,
he works better when he's upset.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't been trash talking in months. Let's make some of his wrestlers disappear. Yeah, but yeah, no. Seriously though, like I tried shooting like one at him, where it was like more than 30, scrub matches, and then the one that I originally wanted to try and get was like 20 scrubs and 10 regional champs. And I thought that'd be kind of a cool one. And they were like, no, you can have this one. And I'm like, well, and that was advice I took from you too. And from Sean, was kind of like, from Sean, I kind of waited a while, because I didn't ask for anything right away. And then from you, you're like, hey, ask heavy, and then you'll probably get, one of the, make sure your last request is still a good one, and that's kind of what I did. So it worked out good. They didn't really know. Sometimes I know they make you, like, hey, you got to have like 3 cycles in a row where you're over 60 cards, and they didn't do that. So that was cool.
And not only that, but with the return of our Sith Lords,
yes.
and you know what? He called them something else. He called them, I think, not the ladies of the Sith.
Is it like the court?
Something. And Dennis, if you're listening, how do you want us referring to them ladies? I mean, because I know, I think Melvin referred to them as like the ladies of the Sith, or the I forgot what it was. But anyways, just let us know what you want us referring to them. Sithis. Sistresses.
Well, the Countess, we got to refer to her as Miss Head in the Box, because she has the head in the box currently. She's carting around Frankenstein's nasty, rotten head.
I hope it's not too rotten yet.
Flying around in that Star Destroyer with that head smelling up the room. Ugh. But yeah,
now that's the Countess Jade, or
yes,
Countess Jade.
Wait, did I say the wrong one?
Or is it the Duchess Talon?
I might have mixed them up. Look at that. What a shitty commissioner I am. See, Eunuch was right. What a scrub, calling out the
wrong one. It's the Duchess Talon.
Yes.
Duchess Talon is the one that has the head in the box.
Yes. Either way, they're all on the ship. And the head stinks.
And the
moral of the story. But yeah, Duchess Talon can cash in at any point for the next year.
Now I know we're going a little bit off of our normal rubrics.
Yeah.
But
let's get back to the champs now.
No, wait. Before we get back in the champs, obviously the write-ups for the matches are in this bulletin.
Yes.
Because people were asking what happened to Frankenstein's body.
Yes.
So
that is not in this bulletin, though.
That is not. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to tell you. I mean, so all those managers that are asking what happened to the body, reach out to Commissioner Brandon Madden. Reach out to the creator of the Frankenstein, of Dr. Frankenstein, Commissioner Scott Anderson. Or reach out to Brandon, and he can get you in touch with them so that you guys can work something out if you want to be a part of the what happened to the body. Because I know Catfish was asking, I know Dennis was asking, and I
think
Timmy
have a long history with Mr. Frankenstein.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So yeah, they were both a little bit intrigued as to his death.
Rob did reach out to me too, and he's like, because I wanted to kill him.
I wanted to kill him.
I'm like, sorry, I needed the head, damn it.
who didn't want to kill Frankenstein? Right. Man, come on, that's the beauty of it. But he went out with a bang, and let's get over these. Let's go over these 71 champions. We had
Yes.
Nightmare Champion, uh, the betrayer of all betrayers, the traitor of all traitors. If his name, if he had a name, it would probably be Benedict, but Patient
Yeah.
X, Nightmare.
Patient X has been on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about him more a little bit later on, but he's been on fire lately.
Now, prior to getting decapitated, he managed to bring home his final belt,
Yes, the
Paranormal
final
Champion,
title.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes, and just so you all know, it was the manager of Frankenstein who decided to hold off on changing the name because he didn't want to, he didn't want to throw anything off. He wanted everybody to find it in the write-ups, and thank you to him for that. Yeah, he was all in on this from the beginning. It was his idea to let Frankenstein
Geez, thanks
meet
for
his
not
untimely
tanking.
demise.
Thanks for not tanking his holds.
Right.
Oh man. No, but you know what? That just shows how competitive this game is. I mean, I
Right,
get it. We're running angles, we're running this and that, but no one wants to tank their holds. Come on.
right.
Still gonna compete. Amityville champion. The other one of the patients, patient Y.
Yes.
Crystal Lake champion. Yes. Provis.
Carabas.
He got a lot of heat on him, right?
Yeah, he went into the future and he saw the whole Frankenstein's head and everything, and yeah.
Oh, yeah. Elm Street champion. Now, I think we've said it a couple of times. I mean, he's the originator of the Bunny King angle that opened the doors for the RWL to exist. I remember him back from our Malik Salvador days. I mean, Sean is creativity is unmatchable, brother, because you could easily take a hint and be like, hey, you know what? This is what's going on. Uh, and work it around your characters. And Sean, I think, does, if not the best job at it, he's definitely one of the best at it. I can guarantee you that much, brother. Because when I saw the patients come in, I originally thought back to the Bunny King and his little minions, but I think
Yes.
I think I had them confused because these are a little different. I think. And Sean, you gotta knock me across the side of the head and remind me. But uh, from what we're learning, it looks like Dr. Hyde has
Yeah. So
stolen the plants.
yeah. So Alpha is actually mine. Omega is Sean's, and Hyde is Sean's character.
Nice.
And yes, he's got a big plan to explain these patients over the next few cycles. And yes,
Nice.
I've definitely. I mean, like I said, I've known Sean since we were kids, and we've been friends for a long time. And he's always, not even just IWA. He's always been super creative in all things. And yeah, without a doubt, like I always joke, with him about when we have our characters about how he links all these different characters together. It's like a police kind of deal where they got like all the pictures on the wall and they're kind of
Yes.
he's awesome at that. Yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
just bringing it all together, and I mean, I know we're going over the champions, but that Frankenstein character was just so critical
Oh yeah.
to everything going on here in this league. Everybody knew him. Everybody referenced him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, knew how powerful and how much of an influence he had in the league. So to see a character like that, see their demise is, I mean,
It's crazy.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
I mean,
that's like
and it
that's
and it
like
happened.
losing like I mean, if you're talking like like pro wrestling, that'd be like losing like an Austin or a Hogan or somebody like that. Whether you like those guys or not, just the impact that they've had on wrestling. It's like losing somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to put the when we lost the original Sith in that same boat because it was just such a
Right,
shock moment. And it
right.
was just like what just happened, and again, just being able to take a character and like Frankenstein, see his whole character arc from beginning to end, and just
Yeah.
and now we look forward to what's next, with that
Right.
with that manager and
Right.
possibility of a new character coming into the mix.
Yeah.
And it's
And
it's not it's not like it happened overnight. It's not something that, I mean, this was well thought out. I mean, this character arc expanded 4 years of this character's
yeah.
career. So
Yeah. And that was the thing too. Like we talked about doing a little retrospective of Dr. Frankenstein's career, and the Sith absolutely deserve that too. But the way the Sith left was kind of like, we think
uh,
they died, they blew up, right, or the ship blew up. We didn't know for sure that they actually died. You know what I
right,
mean? So
exactly.
it's not that they don't deserve that as well. They do. Those were phenomenal characters. But like I said, there's always the same thing with like Sadako. Like you saw how with her leaving this past cycle, if you read the write up, it looks like you know, after Frankenstein kind of injected her with whatever he injected her with, it looked like she was kind of dying there, and then Balin kind of says to Hyde, hey, make it quick, which would lead you to believe, hey, they're gonna go take her out, but doesn't necessarily mean that for sure, right? Because if who knows, years down the road, the Sith Lords could return. Years down, so you never know. You know what I mean? So
Right,
that kind of the
leaves
way I
it
try to
open.
write things. Yeah, I kind of try to write it open ended so that way, if something like that happens. But with Frankenstein, it's over. He's gone. So that's why we can do like a tribute show like that, because we know he's dead. You know what I mean? Kind of like when the last Head in the Box, when Boswell died, right? You guys, I'm sure that was like, and
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't in the LNL then, but that was probably like the main topic for,
oh yeah.
many
I
podcasts, because it was such a huge character that was gone at that point.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I mean Boswell was just such a pivotal character in that in
Right.
that in that angle, and just the way he was just manipulative. I mean, a perfect character, and like I said, he definitely deserved to get his head chopped off.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, when you got a character that's moving angles that much, it's yeah, it is sad to see Frankenstein leave, but at the same time necessary, I think. I mean, in a good way, necessary to
Right.
keep the league fresh, let somebody else rise to the top. I know Catfish has had his battles with Dr. Frankenstein all these years, with the Sith Lords, the Luchadores, and all them. So, I think it's time for Catfish to get that big push to the top, and just he's already a legend in my eyes, but I know
Oh yeah.
he wants to do more within his LNL time. So it is
Well,
going
I
to be
think,
nice.
yeah, I think Catfish. I mean, that's the thing too with him and Frankenstein. They also teamed together. I believe they fought. Well, it would have been before the Sith Lords, right? I don't know if they were the Sith Lords yet, but didn't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they
They teamed.
they they definitely teamed against Luchadores, who
Yeah.
transformed into the Sith Lord. Yeah, they definitely
Right.
teamed against them.
Yeah.
Uh,
So he's kind of been all around Frankenstein, as far as they were partners, they were enemies, so it would be interesting to see the plans for Catfish Rob as things go.
he really wanted to kill him. You know that he really did. He really wanted to kill Frankenstein.
Maybe
But
maybe Balin can give him a little present this cycle.
there you go. Where are we at? Here we go. Black Lagoon champion. Speaking of the Sith, Huntress Vistara.
Yes.
Camp Arwak champion from the Battle Royal. The other Sith, Queen Maladi. Transylvania champion. Three in a row. Tic tac toe. Countess Jade.
Yes.
Haunted Hill champion. Welcome back, Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
Get the
Fuck yeah.
cue the welcome back chance.
Yeah. This is awesome. Definitely. Sleepy Hollow champion. Elroy? Like from the Jetsons?
No, I don't think it's the Jetsons, but he's one of the bodyguards. Him and Leroy are the bodyguards of
Huh.
Mother.
Interesting.
Yes.
FAM.
The family.
The family. Salem's Lot champion. Oh, the new doctor in the house, Dr.
Yes.
Damien Hyde.
Yes.
Crypt champion. Speak of the legend, Foxman Rob, bringing home the Crypt champion.
Yes.
Apocalypse tag team champions, the Sith, Huntress, Vestara, and Queen Malati.
Nice.
Doom tag team champions. Yes, Morbius and Bigfoot doing big things.
Yes.
Every now and
Live
then.
and let
live. No, he almost got what's his name killed this last cycle.
Yes.
Slaughterhouse, six-man champions, the Sith Lords, Huntress, Countess, and the Duchess.
Yep, and that's
Back
2
to
months
back?
in a row. So, yeah, so they get 5 free matches. So
Congrats.
do not forget to send in your 5 free matches.
Prior to coming to the LNL, I actually thought of myself as a pretty good six-man competitor.
Mm-hmm.
and then the Sith Lords just kind of like taught me a lesson.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've sniffed some 6-man gold myself.
Man, yeah. Between them and the patients, and then you got to deal with Foxman and all his order pals.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like Jacob Goodnight.
Uh-huh.
I mean that guy's a tag champion with somebody else every other cycle, man. That guy's a tag team specialist.
Definitely. Nightmares TV six-man champions, the Seymours. Seymour Natus, Seymour Omnius, and Seymour Flux. Yes. Flux capacitor. Seymours.
I'd like to hear more from the Seymours.
Oh man, those guys are gonna be just
find out what their characters are like. Yeah.
Let's see here. Battle Royal winner.
I've seen some of the stuff their manager has posted in the LSL, so I definitely know he's a troublemaker. So I'd like to see him start some trouble in the LNL.
Oh yeah, I know he's moving around a few characters, so I think we're gonna get a heavier version of him here. Not sure if he's gonna go to any of the. Is he in the RWL? Did we?
I'm not sure.
I'll be honest
with you. I've been very bad.
UNL. That's where we saw him.
UNL. Gotcha.
UNL. That was.
I've been bad about reading the bulletins from Bronze. I'm a little behind just with Iron coming, and like I said, it's been crazy at my work, so I haven't got a chance to do a deep read of all the Bronze Age bulletins. So this week, this is like a good week because I'm not in gold, not in diamond, so I can just kind of relax. Now slack off and do my report at the last minute.
I know we were talking characters and development, and obviously this is again this whole place. I mean, everybody plays it whichever way they want to play it. Right now, we're thankful that we're in a couple of interleague stuff that we just want to make sure everybody's aware of, and because I know for a fact that I've been neglecting the Bronze Age Clash of the Bronze because there's just so much going on that I had my eyes over here, and then this thing's going on over here, and I didn't even get to mention it, and I'm already out of it. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh man. But I'll definitely hint towards it and keep an eye on it because my goodness, yeah. Clash of the Bronze is still going on.
Yeah, I can tell you that. So just looking at, we are down to 4 teams now in the Clash of the Bronze Age. So nice. Just for those who did not, who are new to the LNL, the Clash of the Bronze Age, basically, the Bronze Age is made up of the LNL, the RWL, and the UNL, right? And we have our 2 main champions, which is the Bronze Conquerors, our world champion, and the Knights of the Bronze Age are our tag team champions. So the Clash of the Bronze Age was kind of like a lethal lottery type event where Mr. IWA Flip picked all the numbers, We had it was $1 to sign up for the event. We had 16 names for each league, and he would pick the numbers that he did not know about ahead of time, and he basically was able to set up the teams and the matches. And so we're going into round 3 now, and this is the final teams are Patient Y from the LNL is teaming up with Erica Rockwell from the RWL and Jack Edison from the UNL
Ooh.
to take on Warblaze from the LNL, Betty Sue Blood from the RWL,
Nice.
and Vexing Vladimir Verkempt from the UNL. So winner of that heads to the finals. The other matchup is the Foxwoman and Liberty Monroe from the RWL and Jacob Vandenberg, more about him in a second, from the UNL, taking on the team of Patient X. Like I said, this dude's been on a roll. Lady Fango from the RWL and Akbar from the UNL. So we'll know soon. And the prize for that, it's $50 or $50 in credit for your league, and 10 free matches to the final team. When we get down to one team, they each get 10 free matches in their league, and then the 3 of them fight it out for the $50 in IWA credit. So it was a cool event.
Oh, yeah, I like I said, I know we had a little bit of a hiccup. I think you guys did a phenomenal job of getting over that little hiccup and just filling in and
Yeah.
and moving on with it, because it just it was one of those events like you mentioned. It's a paid event, so
Right.
obviously the IWA is you could never plan for it to go you would want it to go smoothly,
Right.
but there's some things you just can't plan for, brother. So
it was tough too, because when we launched the event, I think it was pre-corona. So then it was like the event wasn't filling up, and I think that maybe had something to do with it, because when we got to the end and we did like the hard push, we were able to fill it up pretty good. But it was a crazy time and everything like that. Then, like you said, the next round we did lose a few people, so we didn't want to. Like we said, people paid to be in it, so we didn't want to punish anybody. So we were able to bring back the alternates who had the highest strats, put them in, and I think it worked out pretty good. So here's hoping that there's no issues in the last 2 rounds.
Now, just remind me, we're adding up totals for each of the teams and highest total wins.
Yep. So basically, just add up whatever the strats are, add them together, and then divide them by 3. Boom, that's the team strategy, and just kind of go from there.
Nice. Clash of the Bronze, and this is this is just some of the wonderful things that we can bring you because of the and I think Seth said it best. The collaboration between the three leagues. So
right, and $50 in credit. That's a lot for considering you're only throwing a buck in. You throw a buck in, $2, you lose. Not the end of the world, but you win, you get $50 in credit. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, so we got that nice credit going around. We got this other one that's coming. Now, this one's in 2 cycles.
So before we hit that, let me just hit 2 more things on the Bronze Age while we're talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So the Blitz sisters from the RWL traveled to the UNL this cycle, and they took on the team of Naul and Aaron McFleece, Mr. Fortune 500. And the Blitz sisters were victorious, and they retained the Knights of the Bronze Age tag titles. Yes. And then also this cycle, usually the Bronze Age titles are not defended the same cycle. Usually the Conquerors defended one title, and the tag titles are defended the next cycle. But due to the untimely demise of Sadako, we had to crown a new Bronze Conqueror, and it was between the champions of all the leagues. So the Underworld champion from the LNL, Aiden the Heartless Brimstone, took on the Revolt X champion from the RWL, Winter Gore, and they took on the UNL's United Nations champion, Jacob Vandenberg. And Jacob Vandenberg is the new Bronze Conqueror.
Oh, finally the UNL brings home a title.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice. We can no
No,
longer talk smack about the UNL not having a title.
yes,
Dang it.
right. Which is funny that we talk smack because the UNL is such a tough league. You know what I mean? But at the
Oh, I
same
think
time,
I think he knows we're teasing. I think he. Oh
but
man.
without a doubt, yeah. So he's going to be hard to beat. Jacob Vandenberg. That's double tough customer right there.
Just throwing this out there. Jacob held on to one of the UNL belts for a year. Now,
For a year. That's insane.
anywhere else, if you tell me that, oh, you know what, he held it on, he held the belt for a year,
Yeah, like low
you'd
activity
be
or
like, all
whatever.
right,
Yeah,
cool. Well, yeah, exactly. But the
yeah.
UNL is loaded. Not only
Oh yeah,
that, but the way the commissioner structures the title shots based on
yeah.
highest, based on like averages and oh man. So yeah, he wasn't going up against Bort or any of the scrubs. You know, it's like
No, no, no. Absolutely not. Yeah,
so.
he's without a doubt some of the toughest competition. I would say probably in the IWA, and yeah, without a doubt, he held on to that title for a year. That's crazy, and just shows how dominant he is.
Now, here's the
And you know, one other thing too, though,
he never lost
is
it.
he never lost it. That's the thing. He ended up winning the United Nations title, which is what got him the shot for the Bronze Conqueror. And it's not like he lost that title. He never lost it. He just had to give it up because he won a more prestigious title.
Oh yeah, and we teased the commissioner about.
Yeah, right,
Some leagues will let you hold two different titles. Some leagues
right.
will let in the UNL. You gotta love the structure.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
that was written into it, and it's just like, hey, you can't.
yeah,
Not that I don't want you to. It's just you can't. Like it
yeah.
opens up for another person. So shout out to.
Absolutely. You know what? I kind of thought about doing that. You know, for a while, I had the LNL. I was going to do that with just one title, but it's a little bit different because some of our titles are defended every cycle, so it's hard
Yes.
to do it that way. You know what I mean? But for the way he does it, where it's every 3 cycles, I mean, I think that works good. Just having one champion, and honestly, Jacob Vandenberg, he elevated the title. You know what I mean? Because of how dominant he was with the title. So that's some pressure to go on whoever the next champion is to try and
Oh yeah.
hold that title
I
after he held it. You know?
I remember when I started doing the shows with him. Uh, I would always tease CC DeVille because CC would, and I was just
The
getting
Party
tired.
Boy.
Oh man, dude! Oh, I was getting tired of seeing the Party Boys picture, and I kid. Oh man, it's just, and he finally lost it, and I was like, now I'm curious as to who that
Right.
next poster boy is going to be because it used to be CC, it used to be Jacob, now who's that next poster boy? Who's going to hold that belt long enough to join their ranks is kind of the way I see it.
Right. It goes to show that TV title. I mean, look at this the quality of champions that have held that title,
Yeah.
and for the length of time that they've all held the title.
Now, speaking of commissioner titles, I mean, we were so proud that the UNL finally won a Bronze Age that we had to throw them into this mix. But um, Underworld champion, who's our or do you want to start with our tear?
We can start with the Terror Champion. Just a reminder, the Terror Champion, to get a shot at him, it's the winner of the Battle Royal, and I pay for those matches. Terror Champion is, well, as of the bulletin, it was the Foxwoman Santana, but we do have a new Terror Champion. It is Rawhead Rex.
Oh man, Rawhead doesn't even let his own keep their title.
No, no. Next up is my misprint of the cycle. As you
Uh
can see, the Anarchy Champion, it looks a lot like Claude Holiday, but it has the name Blade written down.
oh,
So
nice.
yeah, Claude won the title last cycle, and he also beat the champion with the bullseye on him. So he had nobody to face this cycle. So Claude is still the Anarchy Champion.
Nice.
Yeah,
So so so
Colossal
so so
Champion.
so so
Oh,
no
sorry,
so no so no blade.
no Blade, no Blade. Sorry, Blade.
All right, Blade.
Sorry, buddy. Colossal champion, as you can see, was Kayako Yamamaro, the Demon Queen, the Demonic Queen.
Nice.
Demonic Queen is no longer around. I'm not sure exactly where she disappeared to, but she is no longer around. She was defeated by, want to guess who defeated Demonic Queen?
Jacob Goodnight.
Nope, it was one of the patients.
Oh, that's Patient X.
No, this time was not Patient X. It was Patient Y.
What? Why ask why?
Why ask why? They got to spread the wealth around a little bit. Patient X can't win everything. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? For a while, it looked like he wasn't doing anything.
Right.
And you would figure they must have been genetically very close to one another. So why X was a bigger slut? No idea.
Yes. The Terror Tag Team Champions is Rawhead Rex and Jacob Goodnight, but they were beaten a few times this cycle.
Yes.
By some people you know pretty well.
Hey now.
A little live and let live action.
Got him.
So we will see. There's a chance next cycle we could have new Terror Tag Team Champions. And remember, the way to win the Terror Tag titles is you have to beat the champions in a non-title match first. Then the following cycle, fight them again. You beat them for the titles. And winning the Terror titles, that gets you in line to go for those Knights of the Bronze Age tag team titles.
Now, this came up in the UNL, and I got to throw it out there because this is our commissioner show. So,
yes,
like last cycle, but you mentioned my Live and Let Live beat the Terror Tag Champions, right?
Yes.
Obviously, they have to sign against them this upcoming cycle to take the belts from them, right?
Right.
Let's just suppose that they don't beat them.
Yes.
Or let's suppose they beat them.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's suppose that patient X and Y this cycle sign against Rawhead Rex and Jacob Goodnight.
Yes.
And beat them, guaranteeing them a shot at the Terror Tag titles, because in order to get a shot, you have to beat the champs.
Yes, that's a good question. That is.
How do you like that scenario? I like that scenario.
So I tell you what I don't like about it is the fact that was not part of our 3-hour pregame show. You know what I mean?
God damn it, flip! Damn it.
It's funny how the 3-hour pregame ends up having nothing to do with what we're going to talk about on the show. You know. So yes,
that'll be something that you can think about for the next time when we get
yes.
when we come back.
Right. That is a tough one because, for one, so obviously you don't want to punish, like, say Live and Let Live end up beating Rex and Goodnight next cycle, right?
Yes.
You don't want to punish them by, just because they should get that match where they get the little buffer where they're allowed to lose for one cycle, right? Because that's the perks of being the champion, right? But at the same time, yes, you don't want to have, like, say Sean decides to have he teams up, he has Claude and Bruiser team up, and we beat the former champs, right? Well, obviously we don't want him wasting his money like that, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe
I would definitely argue for allowing them a champion, because and that's kind of what we boiled down in the UNL also, kind of. I mean, again, it's still out for debate. I mean, obviously, on the messenger, you guys can debate that some more, but
right.
I think we both kind of agreed that they're the same way you just said, where because they beat the champs, that's what it's written. It's written you have to beat the champs to get a title shot. So they beat the champs, so they would get a title shot. So
that's an interesting question. Maybe so. Like I said, I will not pretend to say I have all the right answers. So what I'm thinking is we could either do something like, we could just give them a title shot the next cycle, or we could do something where maybe the next cycle I'll pay for their match, so that way they don't lose out on the money for the match. Or we could even do something. Maybe we could just take a vote on the website, on the Facebook page, and say, everybody throw out your suggestions. How do we think?
Right.
How do you
I
think
mean,
this would work the best?
This is definitely one of those. We don't like I said, we don't claim
Right.
to know everything. We don't claim to know everything. So there are.
And since I blatantly stole the tag team setup from the UNL commissioner, I blame him for not having all the loopholes. Have it all tied up. How dare you not have this all set up for me to steal? Come on. Yeah, no, well, that's good. That's good. I like that. I didn't even think about that. I think that's a good plan, and
good topic. Good topic. Good topic of discussion.
Good topic of discussion. Yes, I like it. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Hopefully, have an answer by the time we do the next commissioner podcast after next cycle.
There we go. Now Aiden's not too happy. I saw him kind of turning orange and yellow and green and blue.
Yeah, he's a colorful dude. But he should be happy, though, because he retained the Underworld title. He didn't get the Bronze Conqueror, but he did retain the Underworld title.
Nice.
Actually, no, sorry, he won the Underworld title. He defeated Bagul and Catfish Rob. So definitely went through two legends of the LNL right there.
Oh, yeah. Now, I think we were talking about this earlier also about... was it the Wishmaker? Is it the Wishmaker?
Jin the Wishmaker?
Yeah, right. Jin the Wishmaker. If you're listening, if you know anything about Jin the Wishmaker,
or Chrome Skull,
let us know what you know about him. Are they Bagul's friends?
Yeah, I think they're Bagul's guys. So I don't know, but we did, like, speaking of those guys, like I said, they've been active recently. They got pretty good records. So I'm assuming that they, somebody that had them had to have been here for a while. So I'm thinking they're probably with the Bagul crew. But we also had some newcomers. We got a little rat infestation. Squeaky's not the only rat in town now.
What? No.
We got the rat, the rodent, the Rat King, and there's a female named Alice. I'm thinking she may have something to do with them, possibly. Just guessing off the top of my head. But they're all 4 newcomers. And then we had the family arrive, which we talked a little bit about earlier. That is Mother Dragon, Leroy, and Elroy, which are her bodyguards. And somebody else that I don't really know anything about called the Menacing Minister.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. So the Seymours aren't the only new blood here.
Nope. Yeah, they get the Seymours they're newer too, but yeah, they're now not the newest people around. So
yeah.
And then, like I said, we talked about it looks like Jason and Michael, looked like they were gone for a few cycles, but it looks like they're back, and without a doubt, possibly the most dominant team in the history of the LNL. Right? I mean, that's probably not a stretch, right?
No, you know what? I mean, they were pretty much tag team champions for an undisclosed number of cycles. I mean, they were just killing it. Right. And I mean, I guess once you've done it all, you just kind of, all right, cool. Let's see what comes. Kind of. They laid in the shadows, and they were just like, all right, cool. Now it looks busy.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a little different now. We got a match deal that could entice them to come back. We got. I mean, I've heard you guys said they were really good trash talkers, so I'm hoping we maybe get something from them trash talk wise.
I would consider their trash talk definitely in the A+ categories. I mean, every time I've seen trash talk from them, they mention the titles that they're chasing. They mention a little bit of the. I mean, they definitely. How can you say it? It's definitely Jason and Michael. I mean, they definitely carry that character very well. I mean,
nice.
They definitely keep it within the boundary of that character. So it's nice to see their trash talk. I wish we could get some more coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I wish I was that good at writing. God dang it.
We got an example of a lot of your stuff in here today. This time though, we got the
What? Oh,
joint pay-per-view coming.
Oh man, that one. You know what? That one's tricky, brother. I mean, I've started and I've opened a lot of cans of. I'm gonna get killed, Brandon. I'm gonna get killed in a lot of ways, but
we might get the ghost of blank check flip in the LNL one day.
Oh man, brother, we're gonna get it all, man. It's we're not doing too good, but it definitely a colorful trash talk edition. I mean,
yeah,
I know we definitely wanted to bring on Dr. Frankenstein's manager to kind of go over a little retrospective of Frankenstein, but yeah, if you haven't gone over the trash talk for the LNL, get on it.
Yep.
My goodness, there's just like I said, aside from the body count write-ups, which, like I said, Brandon wow. I mean, yeah, I remember back in my MML days trying to do little like coverages.
Right.
Not the same, Brandon.
No, I appreciate that.
Oh, brother, yeah, no, like I said, it is fun. Like, I mean, I still remember back when we had our little Lucha Gore match, and I was like,
oh yeah,
fucking Brandon, I can't. God damn it. Let me throw a sandwich your way. Oh, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, you will notice that the bulletin was very LNL WWL heavy on the trash talk because we wanted to. A lot of the stuff. So the WWL, the Wicked Wars League, is a closed league, so you don't really get to see. You can go in and take a look at like who the champs are and stuff, but you don't really get to see the trash talk and stuff like that. So Melvin and Flip and a few others have been kind of bringing it back and forth on the Facebook pages, so that way everybody can kind of see what's going on. And same. I just wanted to compile all that and throw it in here this time, so that way, just so nobody missed out on it, and also for anybody new coming in that they could read it as well. So yeah, it's very heavy on pushing this pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view is getting closer. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. No doubt about it.
And for anybody that doesn't know who Slammerella from the RWL is, she made it in there somehow, some way. I don't know why. That's what I get for being half asleep, sending in trash talk. Right. Now I don't even know if it made it into the RWL one. But
that's a good question.
Like, dang it! Like, Slammerella, what are you doing in here? But
yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do another podcast soon with Melvin, because I think we pretty much got the card. He sent me. He compiled, the matches and everything like that. I was taking a look at it the other day, and I think we're gonna add one more. And nice. It's a big card, but it's gonna be an awesome event.
No, and I think, I mean, it's nice to see other people's writing styles, because right. I know Tanya E. Dangerously and a couple of the other, well, just to, full disclosure, one of the managers in the Wicked Wars League, his whole family plays under the same account, so he creates a bunch of wrestlers, but they do most of the trash talking for their individual characters, and it adds a different feel for, I mean, because I'm used to running a whole cast of characters, right. So when you're attacking somebody who that's their only character,
yeah,
it makes it unique in its own way, because it's just like you're giving them the whole attention, so it's like it's different type of trash talk. I will say.
I'll tell you what, they sent in a good one. I attacked was it Bishop Fate, right?
Yes.
I attacked and his group is Dark America, right? Is that what it was?
Yes, yeah, they're Dark America.
Just want to make sure, yeah.
Not the judges. They're
not the dark judges.
Not the dark.
But yeah, no, I attacked them. I kind of destroyed one of their little headquarters and everything like that with Warblaze. And then the last time I saw Warblaze, he was floating in a moat somewhere. So definitely, they came back pretty strong with that one. I enjoyed that one a lot. So And like I said, I'll keep compiling all these and throwing them in the LNL report each cycle. But yeah, feel free to, to jump in, and we'll post something in the next couple days. It is Monday as we record this. We'll post something on there with like a match listing, so that way everybody knows what's going on.
Now,
in case they want to send some stuff in.
Obviously, this crossover pay-per-view is there. And again, this is just, thanks to you and Melvin, who managed to come together and bring this pay-per-view, and at the same time, we got another pay-per-view coming in five cycles that we have to start building for within.
Yes. Yep, within. So yeah, business as usual for the LNL. Every 5 cycles we do a pay-per-view. So it's cycle 75. We will have a yet untitled pay-per-view.
Oh, nice.
I'll be coming up with come up with the name of that momentarily. But we do have the main event for that pay-per-view already locked in. So that was the one thing to earn a shot at the Underworld title. We're going the highest strategy over 5 cycles. So as this last pay-per-view was building up body count.
Now highest strategy or highest strategy?
Highest average. Average, okay. My bad. Yeah, the highest average strategy. And so as we've been building up this the Underworld title match with Catfish Rob, Aiden, and Bagul, we've been I've been recording all the the strategies, and we ended up with 3 people that tied for the highest strategy. It was Patient X, it was Foxwoman Santana, and Blade. And so they fought it out this past cycle on TerrorVision in a 3-way to break the tie, and Patient X was the winner. So he will challenge Aiden the Heartless Brimstone for the Underworld title at our pay-per-view in cycle 75.
Nice.
Yes. So of course now starts the build-up of the strategies for the starts over, and we started up. And I'm going to find a way to throw that in the bulletin just so everybody can see where they stand. As far as the strategies go, see where they're at. But yeah. Patient X, and again, another thing that we do in the LNL is we have our Commissioner Choice Tournament, where the winner of that gets 25 free matches, and we try to do as many of these over the course of the year as possible to give out as many matches as possible. And Patient X won this last one, which is 2 in a row. 2 in a row. That's insane. So now, like I said, we're going to jump right back in it because we want to give out as many free matches as possible. So what I did this time, last time we didn't have these newcomers in here. So last time I just picked like the top 16 highest wrestlers point value. This time I want to get everybody involved. So I'm taking at least one wrestler from each manager, and then maybe I'll take like the top, 1 or 2 point, leaders if they're not in it already.
Now you're basing the one from each manager based on their stable, the stable initials that.
I'm kind of going through, like, for the most part, we know pretty much everybody that's in there, right? The only strange thing would be like I said, we think those one guys are with Bagul. We don't know for sure, right? Obviously, the Rat people are together. You know what I mean? The family's together, and then I can pretty much tell you who manages everybody else. So we kind of know, who's who, right?
Nice. So it is a nice place to play, like you said, because of that, because it's
right.
Like we know who's there. We see ya. We see ya.
Right. Exactly. So with that being said, I'm trying to do, like I said, like one of each, so that way everybody can get involved in this one and stuff like that. It's going to start. The first round is going to start this cycle. I'll post it on the page in like a day or so everybody can see the first round matches and everything. But I want to get it started, like I said, as quick as possible, because the more of these we can pump out, the more matches we can give out. And Patient X, I'm throwing him back in because we got to see if he can win 3 in a row, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, the 3P, the
you got to beat the champion. You know what I mean? And it's not like a normal title, but at the same time, if he's the guy that's winning every time, we're to keep rolling with it to see till somebody beats him.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, no, I'm there with you on that one because he deserves it. I mean, he's running house right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man! All right, Brandon.
Yeah.
We're coming on that hour mark. So I'm gonna ask for last anything else we want to put on this one in particular. Knowing that we still got a whole trash talk edition show coming. So
right. Nope. I think that's good, man. We covered a lot.
Oh yeah, no, and we still got so much more. I'm looking down on this. I'm like, I still haven't even got to the bottom of the trash talk. I've been scrolling slowly, and I'm like, holy shoot, there it is. There's the bottom.
It's funny because I am a man of I believe in the smaller bulletins. You know what I mean, or the commissioner reports. And this cycle, the commissioner report, and like a lot of it was like the LNL WWL trash talk, but it just seemed like in the write-ups, it just seemed like a massive report that people are going to need a couple of months to get through. But yeah, normally they're not that big. So
no, it's a good one, definitely.
Yeah, I just appreciate all the manager's support. Just 93 cards is insane, and just want everybody to have fun playing, and trash talk. Keep the trash talk coming. Such great trash talk. Keep it coming.
I'm there with you. Let's show the Wicked Wars League
yes.
a little something. Let's show them a little something. Bring out all the guns.
They're gonna get something. Called an ass whooping.
Ooh, we'll end on that note right there. All right, guys, you've been listening to Commissioner Brandon Madden and myself, IWA Flip, here on Living Nightmare After Hours. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
See you guys. See you.